During your backswing, your hips are sliding away from the target instead of rotating as they should, and you'd like to tidy this up. One of the best drills we have to first identify the feeling of how the hips should work, but then secondly transition to actually using that feeling to hit good shots, is to begin by taking a club, putting it across your shoulders, and then stand on one foot. As a right-handed golfer, we're standing on our right foot, and from this position, we're simply going to try and turn the shoulders to the point where the club shaft is outside of that right foot. Now, to do this with any amount of balance, we're going to have to keep the hips very central, and secondly, we're going to have to allow them to rotate to be able to make a full shoulder turn. If the hips are sliding at all, we're either going to lose our balance or we're going to limit how far we can turn the shoulders, and we'll never get this club shaft in place. So stand on one foot, hold the club across your shoulders, and then with a very centered turn of the hips, move that club shaft to the outside of the right foot. Once you've got that feeling, we want to transition towards hitting shots. So we'll go with a more normal setup, but we're going to maintain some instability by having our feet close together. The feeling again is the same. If we had a club across the shoulders, turn the club so that it's outside of that right foot, but with a club in place. So feet together, a good centered turn, and a full backswing. Once you can feel this, widen the stance a little bit, so we're moving closer towards a full shot setup, but we still have this slight instability. One thing to notice would be, as we have a slightly wider stance, we're no longer trying to get this club shaft to the outside of that foot, because this would cause an upper body sway. So in this case, it would be more close to having the club shaft on top of the foot. So back to setup, centered turn, and a full swing. Once we have this down, we go to the full stance width that we would have for hitting a normal shot. Now this is a very good guide for all shots with a full swing, which is the full shoulder turn with correct action would place this club shaft directly inside of that right foot. So a 90-degree turn and the club shaft is just inside that trail foot. Back to a normal setup, centered, balanced, and full turn. Once we have these feelings, we can now transition over to actually hitting shots. So it's always worth having a few practice swings. You could rehearse the drill standing on one foot, make a full shoulder turn, feel balanced, and then go down to your normal setup and hit the shot. The great thing about this drill is that you can actually continue to use it in practice or on the golf course as a constant reminder of the feelings that you want.